A adolescent in a uncommon gut state how causes her to vomiting up to 30 times a day has outlined the hard option she many faces. Caitlin Whites, 19, of Perth, suffers of harsh gastroparesis. Her present treat includes everyday clinic-based infusions that can get up to 12 several hours and hazard contagion. She says else treat could circumvent her innards, but how as well carries main risks. Her state mainly tool down there is a latency in draining her belly, that causes her to vomiting routinely. Some facility are as well at act that efficaciously program her flesh to be patient. She told, my day-to-day lifetime is dominated by clinic visits. I visit a clinic each day for bloodstream checks and infusions that can recent of 4 persons several hours to 8 several hours. On the odd day it can recent 12 several hours, love it did day yesterday, Saturday. I'm not permitted to driving since of the state. I've as well got postural tachycardia symptom, so my cardiac bet tends to growth. Caitlin at first bring down ill in the state while she was 14 and while her weigh was 11 rock. She now weighs fair 6 rock, 38 kilogram. Above the history 5 year, the symptoms include be more than severe and her treat has had a main effect on her lifetime. She told, this doctors can try whatever up to 18 times to get a dribble in my hand, since I've got such a bad venous accessing one day they ultimately get a dribble in, my infusions run and later I go household. I apparently eat and sip while I am at household and while I am at the clinic too much yet I include had septicemia 7 times the year since I include got such a low immunity framework. Her state has completely modified her relation in her friends, lot of whom include excited on in their lives. Caitlin told, I wouldn't go out for a food or coffee in my friends over since I would be really confused while I'm out I get glass or hobby, I'm fair not the identical as my peers any more than. They've went on to college and things. I yet hold in concern via Snapchat and Facebook and things but I don't see them as lot. Requested how the state has modified her worldview, Caitlin told, while I was junior I mind perhaps, I requested to be, a tutor, or perhaps a attorney yet now perhaps while I'm superior I would expect to do thing implicated in medical or traveling perhaps. She was reception treat at Nine Wells Clinic in Dundee but her thoroughness down there ended. She now attends Perth King Hospital. Next an intervene by Scotland's head care official, she newly saw a advisor in Glasgow who informed how full parenteral food, TPN, may be a probable year of treat. The would engage a link that delivers nutritional direct to the liver disease and bypasses the alimentary framework. Caitlin outlined the quandary she now many faces. Down there is a lot of risks related in TPN, she said listeners. He's a capture 22, if they solve to offer me nourish, in her innards, I'm at top hazard of defeating symptom infections and bloodstream blood clots yet if they don't do it, I am as well at hazard of contagion. I'm depleted as it is, and down there's, this hazard of, body fail as so. Dr. Neil Jameson, gastroenterologist at Rigmore Clinic in Inverness, told gastroparesis was a really hard state to consider. He told, fortunately largest of the human beings who include it aren't as strongly struck as Caitlin. This most of human beings include diabetic and the nerves are corrupt in the belly, and the belly doesn't blank correctly. Yet in these harsh cases it is really hard since frequently it affects youthful human beings who miss their autonomy. He's a really emotional region. He told, down there are teaching by way to see at medication how might assist enhance the draining of the belly yet he's in fact really hard, while, the nerve framework is struck, how tends to be one of the largest facility of the system to impact. He's a really complex framework in its own way, and to copy how or fair flop it to job in medication is really hard. We very are looking to supporting human beings as lot as we can while they include got such a harsh illness. In no straight expertise of Caitlin's instance, he told doctors tended to type TPN, if he's departure to be utilized in the length term, as potential a recent refuge. He told, He's not thing how is reliably attainable for lot year out of several hazard of difficulty. This gut very is which we requirement to be feed if at all probable, since it keeps it wholesome, and the risks of feed in the gut are so lot reduce. Requested which were her hopes for the next, Caitlin told, in general, I fair expect how my public health will enhance generally. I would expect how who would be readily to believe TPN and offer it a attempt. Or, I expect, down there's a expert out down there who knows how to bring the vomit. If the TPN was set, the vomit wouldn't be as common since I wouldn't be take in as lot verbally.